What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing a long trail run here at Sycamore Canyon Park in Riverside. It's one of my favorite trails here because it's just so convenient. It's about 10 minutes from where I live, and it's like over 40 acres or something like that, or 40 miles of just different trails. So I can literally come here like every day for the next 30 days and not take the same route. So let's get to it. All right, guys, here we go. This is the beginning of the trail. And if you guys are asking what gear I use to record my videos, right now I'm using the GoPro 9. Sometimes I do use my iPhone 13 iPhone, just because it's so good in terms of quality. But like I said, it just really depends on like convenience for me in terms of, you know, running or hiking, whichever is easier. I did find out that using the GoPro in very cold conditions, the battery tends to die super fast, so keep that in mind. So we're making our way up to my favorite hill here at Sycamore because it's one of the steepest here. It's not super steep, but it's a good hill to do like sprint repeats or stuff like that. Just good hill training here. Alrighty. Whew. Alright, guys, so tip number one for trail runners, if you guys are new to trail running, the first important tip I can give you guys is to not worry about the mileage. Don't worry about your pace. Just get out there and do it. There are so many people out here that tell me, I'm gonna get into the trail running, I'm gonna get to hiking, but they never do it, you know? Instead of saying you're gonna do it, just do it. Tip number two, do not worry about your pace. If you guys are used to road running, this is different. You're gonna encounter hills, steep downhills, uneven terrain, climbing over rocks. So you're definitely not gonna go as fast. And so instead of focusing on that, just focus on getting mileage in and getting a good pace. And the more you put into it, the more mileage you get, the better you get at trail running. Okay, it is different. You know, you have to get your feet used to, like I said, it could be a lot of rocky conditions, loose gravel, uneven surfaces. So that will take time for your feet and your whole body to adapt. Tip number 3, especially if you are a newbie, this is like your first time doing any trail runs, I highly encourage you guys to find like a buddy or friend that is an avid trail runner and shadow them. You know, look at how they run the downhills, the uphills, and you'll learn a lot. And also they can kind of teach you in regards to hydration, things like that, you know, supplementation. It's just a great way to kind of get into the trail running community by finding somebody else that's already doing it. Tip number 4, you can use apps like AllTrails or Strava to find local trails in your area. It's so easy because you can basically follow that trail map. So if it's your first time out, it's a lot easier to follow someone's route, especially if you've never been on that trail before. Tip number 5, invest in some good trail running shoes. There are so many now that's come out over the years. The reason why you need some good trail runners is for the traction. Basically, you need like good tread for your feet. It's like off-road tires for your feet basically, because it's different from road running. Road running shoes, they're really meant for the road. Well, trail runners, they have a lot more grip to them, a little bit more support, because you are going down and going up, you know, climbing over, you know, smooth rocks. You may be running over some water, pebbles, I mean, you name it. You're running over so many different types of surfaces. You need something that's going to be able to get good traction. I personally use Altra shoes because of 2 things. I like the wide toe box and the 0 drop. So there's no arch in the heel, it's basically flat. So it's mimicking like if you had sandals on technically. So it's basically forcing you to run naturally, which I kind of prefer. I know some people don't like that, but I personally think it's gonna make your bones, your ligaments, tendons in your feet a lot stronger. But either way, just find some good shoes that are really meant for the trails. Sometimes it's okay to walk the hills, the uphills, because come on, even the pros walk the hills. Sycamore Canyon Wilderness Park actually sits on 2 different cities. So behind me is Riverside, and then front, see those buildings back there? That's Morena Valley. So technically, you can run from city to city using this trail, which a lot of people do. They actually, there's an entrance back there and they'll hike from that section coming up here. I normally run into like at least 1 coyote on this trail. So far, if you haven't seen anything yet, I think sometimes if I go further back towards Morena Valley, that's usually when I see like more wildlife. In terms of snakes, there are snakes on this trail, but it's very rare that I see one. on the actual trail. And that's why it's so important that if you guys go on these trails, stay on the marked path and stay on the trails, because you never know, you go off trail. So if I do plan on like a really long run, anything over an hour, I typically bring a couple of gels with me. Right now I'm using Goo gels, and the cool thing about these, you can just keep it in your pocket, have it on your trail vest, and just whip it out whenever you need some energy. And the cool thing about some of these, some of them have caffeine. Like I think this one has about like 60 to 70 milligrams of caffeine, so you need a little bit of a boost. Just pop this in and they actually taste great. I mean, there's so many different gels out there, but it's just convenient, right? I mean, you could technically bring like, you know, some fruits with you, but these, I mean, if you don't use it that day, you can always use it for next time. So that's why I always have a couple with me, just in case I do feel good and I plan to run a lot longer. Here's another entrance. I believe this is still part of Riverside, which is like adjacent to the 215 freeway. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoy all my content. If you do, subscribe to my YouTube channel now, hit that like button, and comment down below on what you want to see next. But until next time, I'll see you guys on the next trail, and stay humble guys.